Sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
It is Roll Call
Friday!
What's up, Brigade? This is going to be a fun fucking show. We got a lot coming at you guys today. Dave's wearing all Boston stuff. I don't know. He's the
I gotta wear the
Bostonian
Boston
today.
shit.
He's decked out in all the Boston stuff. We're going to go to Boston. Steve Roddick from iGaming is going to join us because he's been tweeting some funny shit about my home state going legal today for mobile betting. My inbox is overrun. The algorithm on Twitter is redonkulous. I don't know what's going on in terms of how many people per capita are tweeting, but what I do know is the press release that said that 40% of adults in Massachusetts are going to place a bet is bullshit.
Wow.
That is not happening. My mother had no idea. My stepfather had no idea.
What
People, come on. 40% of people,
40%?
get out of here. The adult
4 out of
population.
every 10 people in the state were going to make a bet today on the
No, not
legal
today.
apps?
Not today. In the first year of mass being legal.
How
That's
many
not
people live in
happening.
Massachusetts again? We went over this. 6 million people?
I think, 7 million, 6.9 or something like that.
Okay. So 3 million of them are going to make a bet? I mean, just say the numbers out loud. Come on, people.
6.9 million people. 7 million people in Massachusetts.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
telling
so
me that 3 million are
million.
going to make a bet? 3 million accounts are going to be
Different
created.
people. 3 million
Different
different
people.
people.
3 million different people.
Mm-mm.
Come on. Now,
Ain't
granted,
happening,
they're
Perrault.
not all. Now, let's be accurate here. They're talking about the legal 21 and over. So not everyone's 21 and over. Boston's the youngest city in America. So just heads up
Youngest
on
city
that
in
one still.
America? Is that true? Or you're making that shit up?
It is true. Yes.
Why? There's a lot of kids there?
Colleges.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the median age because they got a lot of college kids there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Boston is the youngest city in America. So
Wow. Okay.
that's why everyone's going crazy. The books are going nuts because the betting population is, well, there's a lot of 22 and 23-year-olds living in Boston.
Well,
So welcome in.
that's it.
Steve Roddick coming in. We got multiple announcements today.
We do. The first announcement we got is Roll Call Friday.
Yes.
I've done 3 shows already this morning talking about this Massachusetts launch and all this other stuff and all this basketball that's going on and all these other things.
Yes.
First thing we got to announce is some people's names because on Roll Call Friday, after I finished all the shows, I got in the car. DJ Thump was rocking this morning, got me all fired up. I said, here we go. I'm wearing the Boston stuff. They're flowing. Did you see, by the way, Mikey Awesome put together the Roll Call Friday roll call things from other people?
Well, now we have in the Discord channel, which, by the way, it's just no more chat needed. It's just bvbshow.com. Boom.
Oh.
Right into the Discord channel.
Okay.
That's all you need. bvbshow.com. Come join. There's a thread now for people to put their videos for Roll Call Friday.
Oh my
So
God.
Mikey just grabbing them, slapping them together like he does with his magic.
Holy crap.
Away we go.
Well, let's
We
just
do,
start
as is
rolling
right.
them all.
DJ Thump needs to be on the show for the amount of. This is a local DJ in Vegas who Dave references every week.
Every week. And he was raw. This morning was exceptional. I mean, it's every morning, but he was rolling this morning. He's good. He's going to do an on location show that I'm going to just show up at, I think, and just mention it to him. So we'll get to our announcement. Speaking of different things like that, but BetSmart US is here. That's Tyler Whitrock. Kevin Whitrock is here. Stevie Mack. Good to see you. Capital M, capital K in the chat on the show. Roll Call Friday. Listen, when you ain't here, the boys like Mikey Awesome are holding it down, and Akbar, my guy. And JC from KC, you're on the staff, sir. You were deadlifting and posting those videos. We got a fucking offensive line on this team right here. Brother Dan, in the chat, the head. I sent him hats. They're too big. Who knew that I could send a hat that's too big for Brother Dan's head? He got BVB custom hats, and they're too damn big. So if anybody needs an 8, they're already done and they're already made. We'll get Brother Dan to get them to you. Vinny Konowinski, Rainmaker 512, Rainmaker brother Lou. Oh my God, the stuff you're doing, tremendous. Let's see who else is here. Zach the Hat, Sonic. Cannot thank you enough for what you're doing with these graphics and all these other things and all this stuff, putting together the stuff for the show. You guys motivate me and motivate Perrault and motivate Farra to continue to show up here every single day and do the job. Addison, amazing job too with your video. Who else is here? Ventura 226, Brian Barton. Let's see. Sonic Addison. Oh my
SoCal.
God. Eron Sean. Zach O'Shea. Welcome, sir. SoCal Degen. Austin Macac. I don't know how to say it, but it's Macak. And welcome, sir. PB representing it down in Florida. Oh, let's see. That's it for now. Degen 4TW. I'm exhausted and we're just getting started. What are we doing?
Lots and lots of stuff to start.
Oh my
Well,
God.
before we get to Ruddock and mask going legal and other fun stuff, let's make an announcement because for the first time ever, we will be live on Saturday. Tomorrow, BVB special live show, no sports grid, just YouTube and just on Twitter.
Look at that thing.
But we're going live
Look at that
from
thing.
the Betfred Sportsbook. Sonic's work. Thank you for putting this together, Sonic. Phenomenal.
Hat tip to you, sir.
For doing this. Luke Rockhold, the MMA star, will be joining us on the show. We will be talking about the card happening in Vegas. Petr Yan fighting in the main event. Virgin is a tiny theater for the UFC. It's going to be very cool.
Intimate, not tiny. It's intimate.
It's going to be amazing. If you're there, you're going to hear every leather smacking to the face of the fighters. It's going to be awesome. 4 to 8 Pacific time is the main card, I've been told.
That's
so that
the
is
main
a
card. That's not the show time. Our show
no,
time is what
but
time?
7 to 11, basically Eastern time. So if you're going to be waiting or wanting to bet on the UFC Fight Night card, we'll give you some picks, thoughts, and plays tomorrow. College basketball tomorrow. We'll tell you about the Betfred Sportsbook at Mohegan at the Virgin Las Vegas. So that's tomorrow for 1 hour. If you're in town or you want to come into town, Saturday tomorrow from 2 until 3 Pacific time. That is a 5 to 6 o'clock Eastern time start.
Yes.
We will be somewhat prompt. Like, I know this show is a little bit wishy-washy, but Dave's got softball stuff to take care of that he's got to go and get to. So we got to make sure the show we're in. So family takes priority with this show. So we're going to get in, we're going to get an hour done and then get Dave out of there so we can head back to the softball field. So we're taking him away from family time. We appreciate Sharapan. Thank you, Dave, for doing this. Should be fun for us to be there. Betfred and Mohegan, Luke Rockhold tomorrow.
It's going to be great. If you're in town, you got to come by. Listen, it's Virgin is the old Hard Rock.
Yeah.
It's off of Paradise. It ain't hard to get to.
Nope.
Come on in, check it out. We'll be there. We're going to have the setup. The traveling road circus that we are, between
just the second time ever in Vegas. This is going to be fun. We've done it in
right.
Super Bowl, Sahara,
Bowl,
and now we're going to Virgin.
Right. And well, we did a couple Circa upstairs.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Up there.
So we've done multiple shows at Circa.
We've done multiples.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah,
but
right.
That's okay. This is the first. I mean, like we're going to have a fighter on. We're going to talk about fighting, and we're going to talk to I mean, tomorrow's a busy day in the book. Period. And you're going to throw us in the middle of it, talking about there's championship games.
Yeah.
We're going to have. There's only 6 tournaments here in Vegas. Championship games will be going on, and all this other stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, did the Boston teams play tomorrow? I mean,
Bruins do.
The Bruins play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Celtics play tomorrow. I mean, yeah, there'll be a lot of shit to talk about, but
a ton.
This is going to be this will be a good this would be a good opportunity for us. This would be a good opportunity for Virgin, Betfred. We've been talking about a lot of things. This has kind of come to fruition, and we'll see what it looks like, maybe. And hopefully, listen, if you come by and either I have had a hat made for you or you have one waiting, Gorov, Jordan Gorov, our trumpeter brigade member. Come by, you get a hat. If you don't have one already, come by with a design in mind. If you come by, I'll get you a hat made on me.
Woo. How about that?
So, we ain't got no lawyers no more. I can do that
BVB hat.
shit whenever I want to now.
Yes, you can. Come on down. You want to be a part of it? Come on down. Dave will take care of you. So it's not going to be on Sports Grid. Okay. Just FYI, if you guys are looking for it, it's just going to be a live 1 hour show from 2 to 3 Eastern, 2 to 3 Pacific, 5 to 6 Eastern at Virgin. So that's in the book.
So the people will be able to watch it, Perrault, if they subscribe to the YouTube channel?
Correct. Or follow us at Boston versus the Book on Twitter. You will see it. So
there you go.
Special day. Live chat will flow. We'll have everything like normally. Luke Rockhold's fighting Mike Perry in April in Colorado in the bare knuckle fighting championship. So he's going to have a couple things to say about Mike Perry. So that's going to be a fun conversation to have with him. So that's happening tomorrow. Never done a Saturday show before, but we're doing it to highlight the UFC card, the fight night happening. I mean, Jan fighting is a big damn deal. I can't believe he's fighting in a fight night main card. It's wild. That is an unbelievable fight for Virgin to have. That unfortunately just is getting covered up a little bit because one, T-Mobile is being used, and two, the Apex is being used for Slap League, for slap fighting, whatever the heck that thing's called. So they're going to Virgin now with the UFC, and it's going to be a fun night. So really cool stuff. They've got Golden Night tickets they're going to be giving away during the event. So if you are in town, you want to have a shot at getting some Golden Night tickets. They'll be giving away hockey tickets during the event, as well as having Luke Rockhold and us from the Bostonian versus the Book. So that's tomorrow, 5 to 6 Eastern, 2 to 3 local time here in Las Vegas. So
we got everybody on the ish right now. Everybody's coming in. So I just see Jay Park, Chris Otto, Chef Benny's in now. Pierre
we'll try
Chevalier. It's great.
Well, tomorrow we'll try, just because you've got time, I've got time. Like we got to be a little bit more cognizant of our time on tomorrow. So tomorrow will be
tomorrow we'll be starting at 2:00.
Yeah,
we're starting at 2:00. I mean, that's all. Well, when we get done, we get done. We're not on a clock after, because I know the softball game, Big Can Sink, don't start till I think 3 or something. So like we'll get there.
Okay, good.
At least I'll get some innings in. Hopefully, we're not going to get rained out today, and I'll see a game today too. So we're good.
Okay, so before we get to Steve Roddick, I just have to say one quick thing.
Yes.
Somewhere in the universe, somewhere in the stratosphere, Grandpa Joe is motherfucking every politician on the planet today.
Oh yeah, all the old bookies are from Massachusetts.
My grandfather is so pissed off somewhere that today everyone's running around about legal sports betting when they pinched my grandfather in the 80s.
Yeah,
I wish I could talk to Grandpa Joe today. I wish I could have a conversation when they ran into Sears Tavern, when they walked into my grandfather's bar in Lawrence, Mass, and they took him out and they arrested him for running a book in the back.
Right.
Today would be the day that my grandfather would just go like, yeah, to all of you. All of you.
Now he can put kiosk in the bar, and he can have an affiliate deal set up like everybody else.
He could be a partner. It'd be a legal partner on social media. It'd be at Grandpa Joe, at Grandpa Joe on Twitter, and say, use my promo code Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe, baby,
to get a $200 free bet.
Hell yeah, we could do all of that. That'd be fantastic. Well, no, listen, we're carrying on his legacy along with a lot of other people.
Yeah,
both in our own personal lives, but a lot of people that have had these things. I mean, it's finally come to fruition. Now, be careful what you wish for. But again, we'll get to that. We got Ruddick there, on the ground talking about it and all these other things. So that's good. But yeah, man, great. Grandpap is, like you've heard your mom say it. I know I've heard my mom say it to me about certain things. They're watching. We're talking to them. They hear everything we're doing. We're doing them right.
Yeah, I could hear my grandfather just say, Matthew, these motherfuckers, I can't, these politicians, I swear to Christ, these people, I swear, like just straight up, like I could hear my grandfather's conversations with me about everything. And I remember being at the track, at the racetrack, and my grandfather used to say to me, can you believe that I can hand you a beer and you can have a drink and you can drink a beer, and at 18 they can put a rifle in your hand, but I can't make a bet on a basketball game?
Yeah.
I can't make a bet on a hockey game without having to worry about somebody knocking on my door.
That's
what
right.
is going on?
Yeah.
I was in 88. I was 10. It's now 2023.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here we are talking about legalization. Let's get to our guy, Steve Roddick, who's in Massachusetts from iGaming, about what is happening on the ground with the 6 mobile sports books that have gone legal. That is not the number that was supposed to go legal today. Steve, welcome back to BVB. How are you, Matt and Dave?
Doing good, guys. How's everything going?
Things are wonderful. I
Yeah.
have to ask you about this press release out of the gate that claims that in the first year of legalization for mobile and mass, 40% of the adult population will be making a bet. Do you believe that number?
So let's define bet, and then we'll go into if I believe that number or not. Yeah, that's kind of a crazy number.
Yeah.
I don't buy that.
No. This is what's fun about these new state launches, because for guys like you, guys like me, guys like Matt, they're old. It's the same thing, rinse and repeat, new state. Okay. You see the same kind of playbook. What is the feeling there? Because like from here, Massachusetts has really taken not a hard stance, but they're holding the operators accountable a little bit more. Are they not?
Yeah. So on Twitter yesterday, I kind of tweeted out, somebody posted something. I said, "Be careful what you wish for." And I think wishing for Massachusetts to legalize sports betting, the rubber's hitting the road. They're having dealt with the Massachusetts Gaming Commission for over 10 years now since they were formed. They're kind of no nonsense. They don't really put up with much stuff. They're very, very strict on anything that has to do with anything even remotely looking like an integrity concern. So we saw it during the open hearings, and I think those were really great because I think these same conversations were happening in other states. We just weren't seeing them because they don't have open hearing laws in these other states. So Massachusetts kind of shined a light on that. I doubt it was to the same extent in most places, but I think we were having a conversation about affiliate marketers being banned a week and a half before the launch, and they had to be explained what affiliate marketing even was.
Oh,
So that just kind of tells you where the whole situation is at.
You made a point on Twitter about why are we rushing? Why March 10th? Why not take our time? Because there are 5 operators in the state who have mobile licenses who are not legal, who are not live today. Only 6 of the 11 are live. Why did Mass rush, in your opinion?
I think it was outside pressure. So they had pressure from the casinos. So from the Wynn is in the state, MGM, Penn Entertainment, and then also DraftKings is headquartered in Massachusetts. So I think they had some outside pressure to get it up and running as fast as possible. I think what a lot of the operators think is you just airdrop in what you did in another state into a new state and it runs as smoothly, but that's just not the case because every state has very strange regulations, very strange like marketing restrictions, what you can and can't do. I mean, you see in today is a lot of like what Game Sense logos on advertisements. There's all kinds of crazy things that Massachusetts is going to require. So I think the March 10th was just outside pressure. And I think Commissioner O'Brien hit it right on the head in one of the first hearings. She's like, why are we doing this? Why are we setting a date instead of just going through the process and seeing what date produces itself? And a lot of it is, we want to get it up before March Madness. Well, you've missed March Madness for 60 years. I don't think one more is going to bother you.
That's the truth, though. And like, so a lot of these things, Steve, there's a lot of new people coming into the market, but at the same time, the legal markets are trying to sell that you can't bet offshore. You're going to get rid of the black market. Where does this all fit in? Not just in Massachusetts, but just in general, because you do such a good job of like talking about gambling. Gambling is gambling, whether it's done with the bookie, whether it's done offshore, whether it's done at the legal sports book. And like Grandpa, Joe was told he couldn't do it. A lot of people were told they couldn't do it. And now they're doing it. Where does this all fit in with what's going on?
As somebody who grew up about a 1.5 minute walk from an Italian social club. I don't know what you're talking about this illegal gambling. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. Yeah, it's interesting, right? So the legal market is supposed to fix everything. It's supposed to eradicate offshores, but it's different. It's just a different thing. There's credit betting offshores. There's different markets offshores. People don't like paying taxes on things. People don't like their spouses to know that they're doing things.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a little bit more of an anonymity to the offshore markets. There's a mess of reasons somebody might use an offshore. So I don't think it's going to eradicate it. I think what it's doing is it's just kind of separating bettors. You're seeing a very big influx of new bettors. So they said it was going to transition offshores to legal markets, but I think what you're more seeing is that it's creating new bettors, more casual bettors. Some of the stats I've seen out of Ohio, the bets are a bit smaller. It's a different type of market. So you're seeing smaller bets on different things. So I think it's creating new bettors, and I think those offshore people most of them are probably going to stay offshore until they can't. And it's
Steve,
like you said, it's all gambling. So I'm gambling that this offshore site is also going to pay me too, right? So that's another gamble I'm taking. It's just adding to my risk.
Right. We've seen, as I mentioned, 5 operators not go live today. In your opinion, how big of a deal is that? Is that significant in the market where we know that FanDuel and DraftKings being headquartered in Mass, so they probably take a bigger chunk of the pie than they have in other states. FanDuel's taking about 52% nationally. Maybe they take 40 and 20 goes to DraftKings. How significant is it for the 5 who are not live today when it comes to their future in the state?
It's such a difficult situation, I think, for these smaller operators. Do we rush our product that might not be ready for prime time to market just to get it out there? Because I mean, we've all used online gambling sites. A bad experience right out of the gate is a bad experience right out of the gate. It's like getting food poisoning at opening night of a restaurant,
isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, pretty much. So I think some of the operators are smart too. I think some of them didn't really have a choice. Bally seems to kind of like to get into markets a little bit later. They don't want to deal with that initial advertising rush. You save some money there. Better is an interesting one just because they're framing themselves as different.
Yeah.
So maybe they can come in at a later date and it doesn't bother them at all. It could as much as it would just a regular run-of-the-mill sports betting operator. So if PointsBet had stuck with Massachusetts, them coming in late is very different because they're offering fairly much the same product as everyone else. So it is a very difficult decision for some of these operators to make because FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM are going to be right at the top. See how Barstool does in Massachusetts. I don't know. I know they started in Massachusetts. I know everybody in Massachusetts still knows what Barstool is. But they've been out of Massachusetts for like 5-6 years now, right? It's been a while since he's really been in the Malden office, dealing with squirrels and dumpsters.
In Milton, Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what the shelf life is of that. I mean, when we did online poker in the U.S., everybody thought, party poker, everybody's going to do that. Well, party poker left in 2006 and came back in 2013, and nobody even knew what it was.
Right.
So they didn't really pick up any market share. So it's difficult to say what length shelf life a brand name has in these markets.
So first, the market is important. Being there on launch is important, and being in another state is important. So Massachusetts starts today, but the $1 million question, Steve, is that like Massachusetts is going to have an impact, and there's a lot of people that gamble there, but there's 3 states that everybody's waiting for. Me and him keep talking about it. We named the show Bostonian versus the book, and that's one thing. But everybody wants to know, is it Florida, is it Texas, or is it California? Who's first next? Or when is one of those big 3? Which one is it? And is it 2024? Because it ain't 2023, right?
Correct, yeah. So if we're talking retail betting, Texas maybe does something this year, like make some movement. Maybe next year they get something launched. If we're talking online, Florida's case isn't. with everything that's going on with the new BIA laws and not laws, but new Bureau of Indian Affairs rules
Right.
that they're trying to get through, that could totally change the landscape for tribal gaming. You could all of a sudden see tribes launching in pretty much any state with sports betting, launching mobile. So there's a lot going on there. And basically one of the rules changes is being referred to in tribal gaming circles as the Seminole fix. So that kind of tells you what they're looking at towards that. It's basically designed to do exactly what the Seminole tribe is saying, which is if my compact says with the state says that my servers need to be located on tribal lands and therefore I can offer it throughout the state, not throughout the country. So there is a distinction there. But throughout the state, then that makes it okay. So that's one of the things they're trying to do. So depending on when that case,
that's seismic, is it not, Steve? Right? If that were to pass, that they would be able to offer mobile. Oklahoma could do it. Texas could do it.
They would anywhere, all do it, right?
They all could do it, right? They all could offer
it would
mobile
depend
betting.
on. So there's some nuance around if things are expressly illegal in your state. So if things are expressly illegal, the answer would be no. You would have to get that into your compact. So in New Mexico, when the tribes just launched sports betting there, it was because in their compact, it specifically said these are the games that aren't allowed or something to that effect. And sports betting wasn't included in that grouping. So depending on how it's worded in law. So if your law says class 3 gaming and these are the legal ones and sports betting isn't there, then that technically means sports betting is illegal and not allowed. If it just says these are the games that aren't allowed, then that's different because sports betting might not be lumped in there because it didn't have to be before. Because
who would have a list of which ones have it, which ones don't, Steve? Because I'm going to get to them and I'm going to find out which ones the list is. Only because we're going to infiltrate those markets before it actually happens. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it's probably a very short list, is my guess. That it's usually written the other way. New Mexico is definitely a special case. I think there might, when it happened at the time, somebody might have mentioned one or two other possibilities, but there was nothing crazy. There wasn't a Texas or a California.
No, not the big ones.
But yeah, so for those three, I mean, California's California. I wouldn't.
Right.
It's last.
I mean,
That's last.
Just give me the over. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I agree. Steve, we'll get you here on this. Dave and I have watched a lot with these hearings, and you mentioned it, Mass being stringent and being very strict. We've already seen fines being handed down for things, to be honest, I mean, Wynn did not really have much control over the BC women's basketball game being put up for a couple of minutes. That cost them $250,000. But how aggressive do you expect the gaming board to be in the early weeks of mobile betting when it comes to the advertising and fining operators for stepping on a line?
So they're going to try to beat Ohio, right? So Ohio was $250,000, 350,000. They picked up a cool $1 million right out of the gate for a couple violations. So Massachusetts is probably going to try to beat that. And then every other state's going to try to beat Massachusetts. And by the time we're done, we're going to be looking at, 7-figure fines for some stuff that 3-4 years ago would have been 10 grand. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I'm not saying, because it might just make the books be a little more airtight with their policies. So
but man, it doesn't. That's not like you. That's why operators might pull out too, right? They may go, you know what? I don't need those headaches. I don't need that aggravation, and I don't need to be paying money for fines that may be out of my control.
Yeah, and so we've seen Bet365 took out of Massachusetts. PointsBet, they were expecting more than, they had 15 slots. They were expecting more than that. They got 11. They're down to 10 because PointsBet is out, and they launched with 6. So if you want to turn your market into a sort of monopoly without making it a monopoly, just get really strict with regulations and fines, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Interesting stuff. Steve, good stuff.
Wait, I have one more question. Is that a BC jacket?
It's a pullover, yeah.
Okay, a pullover. All right, that's fine. But it's
my cousin was playing football there, but he transferred to URI.
Okay, are you a Boston guy?
Yeah, I'm
a Boston guy. Of course, he's a Boston guy.
About 25 miles outside the city.
Yeah, of course, he's a Boston.
All
guy.
right, I ask everybody that comes on, Steve. I don't know if you're a sports fan, if you're paying any attention or not, but are the fucking Bruins going to win the Stanley Cup?
I don't pay too close attention to it, and they are the Bruins. So if you just
Oh,
ask me out of the blue, I'd say probably not.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you're
that's what he.
welcome on the show
Yeah,
anytime you want, Steve.
when
You're
he
the
said
first
they're the
person to
Bruins,
say
that's what he
no.
meant. You know,
yeah,
that was coming when
yeah,
he said, "Well, they're the
right,
Bruins." That's
right.
the running joke in Boston that they get there and they lose. So it's just what they
Oh,
do.
oh,
Steve, good stuff, man. Thank you for the time today.
thanks,
You're
Steve.
super busy. Enjoy the launch day today.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Steve Ruddick from iGaming joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Mass goes legal today.
Gotta
Mobile
get
betting
that
goes legal
list.
today.
Gotta
You
get
need that
those
list.
couple
Yeah.
states. We gotta get those couple states.
We'll
Somebody
see.
Zach the Hat, start reading. He's the lawyer guy.
Yeah.
Start reading for the
Who
brigade.
flips? Who can flip fast? No, that's a real thing, though, because they're trying to say if our servers are on tribal land, then we should be able to offer mobile anywhere in the state because you're connected back to the where the bet's being placed. They're trying to make the case that where the bet physically gets placed, that's on tribal land. Thus, it's a tribal land bet.
It has to say in the compact though that sports betting is not against the law.
Right, but they could
That's
just go ahead and rewrite the law.
well, I know they will do that eventually,
That's
but
what
the
well,
ones
no,
like New
Florida, but
Mexico,
that's Florida might do that though. Florida may
right?
rewrite the compact
Well,
in order for that to happen.
of course, that's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah,
Like New Mexico, there's a couple other states. Steve said he
right. They
doesn't
flip a
remember
switch.
which ones, but that says that it doesn't say that sports betting is not legal. We have to find out which ones those are, and then
Yeah.
we'll have BVB
Well, I'll tell
like
you, if it's
stations
Oklahoma,
there.
that will
Huh!
push Texas fast.
Turn that switch. Oh well, of course.
Yeah, that will flip Texas fast. If Oklahoma had the ability to look into that and do that, because the WinStar Casino is there, obviously just across the border in
Right.
Oklahoma.
Right.
So they have physical casinos, brick and mortar in Oklahoma. If they could flip it to mobile and do mobile sports betting in Oklahoma, oh boy. And then they'd be covered. They'd be surrounded. Louisiana on one side, New Mexico on the other. North would be Oklahoma. Texas would be completely surrounded by states that are legal.
There's a lot of people that drive there to gamble and do stuff.
Oklahoma? Oh my, well,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest sponsors of the Dallas Cowboys is WinStar.
Is exactly.
Yeah,
So, um, it would be interesting because like West Virginia was a dry run for Pennsylvania.
right.
When I went to West Virginia to be the director, the plan was to get it open there, go through all the kinks, work everything out, and then boom, it would be ready quicker, faster, more efficient in Pennsylvania, a bigger state. If they did that in Oklahoma, it'd be the same thing, right? You'd get it open, you'd get everything worked out, you would gain a market share. But then as soon as Texas went, everybody that went from Texas
Yeah,
to Oklahoma would never go back.
right. Well, that's the fear in Connecticut and New Hampshire today.
Of
So
course.
the fear in Connecticut and New Hampshire is that your Springfield people who went down to Mohegan Sun and went down to the properties in Connecticut,
Bye-bye.
and then the people who were in my part of Massachusetts in the Merrimack Valley, who all went north, Lowell, Lawrence, Andover, my hometown, would drive north up 93 to New Hampshire to go bet. That's gone.
Bye-bye.
So now you're dealing with just your own population, which is why New Hampshire made the dumb mistake of having just one book. And they decided to do it with the lottery, and DraftKings is the only book available in the entire state
Right.
mobily. And now all the bonuses in Massachusetts, all the New Hampshire people are going south today. It's the reverse of what I've done for the last couple of years, which is I drive on 93 up to the first exit, get off of the rest area, make my bets, flip around, and come back home. The reverse is happening now. All people in New Hampshire are driving into Massachusetts today, signing up, getting all the bonuses, and making bets. So it's going to be fascinating to watch the handle in Connecticut and the handle in New Hampshire as to what the impact for mass going legal is going to be. Rhode Island's DOA. They're dead. Rhode Island was dead anyway, but they're incredibly dead now because Rhode Island at least a little bit had the South Shore and had New Bedford and the Cape. That's completely gone. Like they're completely gone.
It sucks because like I know people like that were from Pittsburgh and just outside of Pittsburgh that went to work in casinos and stuff in
Right?
West Virginia before it was open. They all had to go work in the casinos in Pittsburgh. They all left. That
Yep.
I got there after the fact and they were already working in the casinos, but there was no sports betting. I was in West Virginia and I'm like, what's going on here? And they kept telling me, well, Pennsylvania's next. So once we get this passed, you're gonna be the regional guy. You're gonna be able to do this. But the customers, they'd rather drive 10 minutes than 50.
Of course.
It's the same product.
Yep.
That's what you never, I mean, like I say it all the time, you play blackjack, you play blackjack. You gamble on sports, you bet -3, it's -3 here, it's -3 there. Why am I going? Now you got it on your phone today in Massachusetts. They ain't driving nowhere. D
Mm-mm.
Weezy is going to start a BVB chapter in North Carolina as soon as it goes legal. How about that? D
Love it.
Weezy got the North Carolina part held down. Zach the Hat said he's starting Perrault, Hatton and Associates in
Let's
2024.
go.
Where the fuck
Let's
is
do
my
it.
name? Zach. I want to be on. I'm on a list too. Jesus, he
That's
didn't
too
put me on
good.
a list. What the fuck? I got cut out already.
I got to say this. The books missed it by 1 day because if they were open yesterday,
Uh-huh.
40-0-1. The Boston Bruins up by 2 goals going into last night were 40-0-1.
So the only loss was a shootout loss.
Overtime loss, shootout loss. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
They lost in regulation for the first time all year.
All
Every
season.
waterfall bet would have been on the Boston Bruins when they went up 1-0. Everyone in Boston would have unloaded, and the books would have made a ton of money yesterday.
Damn, son. Damn, son. That
They
would have been a
just
big one.
missed it. They just by
Wow.
1 day because you know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? The Bruins are
Oh,
playing Detroit tomorrow. Bruins puck line's already -140 tomorrow.
dear God. They're in Boston.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna kill the Red Wings.
they're going to kill the Red Wings
They're gonna
tomorrow
kill the Red Wings.
because Jim Montgomery ripped them a new bleep hole after the game.
Why?
Called them uncompetitive because they blew a 2-0 lead.
Shit happens.
Uncompetitive, no fire, lacking drive. He
Said
went
all that?
He went at his team. We were offensively
Scorched
inept.
earth after the first time all season.
Good. This is what has to happen. You need this. I'm so happy that happened last night. I'm so happy that the Bruins saw a legitimate contender to win the cup. Up 2-0. They kicked their heels up. They stopped going to the net. They stopped shooting the puck, and they got burned. It was awesome. Awesome. I love that loss last night.
I want to take this Boston shit off right now because you people are all crazy. I mean, you're cheering a loss like that.
I am
You're
cheering a
you're
loss.
hyping the coach who's giving the players shit.
Yeah,
You
I
people
love
are
it.
fucked up. You're all
I
fucked
love
up.
it. It's
You're all-
it's
that's it.
phenomenal. This is what had to happen. He needs because you can't just. This is why the President's Trophy is so bad because you just think you're going to walk to the cup and then you get adversity and you don't have that scar tissue to fall back on.
This team has adversity. They talking all veterans.
They are.
Swayman let in a bad goal, changed
He
the whole
did.
game.
And the Bruins had a goal taken off the board for an offsides that changed the whole game too.
That kind of did too, but
It sucked. Good, right call, but it sucked.
was the right call.
I will say this: the Bruins scored a goal with 0.2 on the clock in the first period.
Thought that was the crusher.
That was crazy.
When
Get
they
a
did
0.2.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was it. I thought that's
Yep,
a wrap.
everyone did. So did the Bruins. They went into the locker room and were like, we're good. This is it. We're good. 3-2 win. We're all good. Nope. 3-2 loss. Look, and Swayman, I love Allmark. I like Swayman. Swayman is not Allmark. They're just, I love the two goalies, but they're not the same. Allmark is a lot better. He's the guy they will ride through the cup, through the playoffs.
We were talking about it though with Gabe and Cam. They are the best goalie situation in hockey in recent history because they can, if Omar twists his knee and never plays again,
They'll be okay.
they drop off this much.
Yeah.
It
It is a drop off, though.
It's this much, though. The team believes in either guy. The team doesn't change one iota of style of play for either guy. They're
Otto wants
right
to do
there.
Otto wants to do a puck line ladder tomorrow. Oh, my.
Puck line ladder.
BetMGM lets you do a puck line ladder. You can do -1.5, -2.5, -3.5.
Oh, my.
You can just go ahead and lay it all in terms of where we're going to be. It's the Bertuzzi revenge game. That's true. They traded him. So you got a former Red Wing on the Bruins. So you do have a little bit of a revenge angle with that game. Yeah, the Bruins are going to take apart tomorrow. They're going to just dismantle the Red Wings tomorrow. I can't wait to watch that game. That'll
Thank
be
you,
bad for
Rob
the book.
Latva. He's in that. He dropped that in the chat, the Bertuzzi thing. Landon Higa's in from Hawaii. Guys, I need the roll call Friday. Area code to get the where you're watching from. Your 3-digit area code. That's all.
Mike
Just put
Shepard, can we please have Allmark back? Sincerely, Buffalo, who gave up 10 fucking goals yesterday to the Stars. Yeah, you guys want Allmark back. Absolutely, you want to get Allmark back.
10-4, good buddy. That's what they lost by yesterday.
God,
10-4.
10 goals.
Dallas scored 10. 10-4.
My phone, I thought my phone was broken. I'm not even kidding you. For my first score, for my score app that keeps on giving me alerts, it was just alert, goal. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is going on with Dallas?
Holy
Look at
crap.
these zip codes.
Look
Look
at
at
these
this.
codes. Is any of them double up yet? I didn't see no double ups yet.
We're rolling. Look at this steam. My gosh.
319-401-720-412 219-716.
Where's the 905?
231. 905 is California, is it not?
Is it really? Very
703 702
That's Vegas.
517 410 303 216 704 949 602 808 all day 661 757 406. What the? We don't have one double up?
It's phenomenal.
This is fantastic.
Okay, so I want to run a strategy by you here that I did last night.
Yep.
So I took a 3-leg money line parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I took Alabama money line. Okay.
Today.
Yep. Bama money line. They're up 20 at halftime.
They're up 20 at halftime right now.
Yeah. They're kicking the dog crap out of Mississippi State. Okay.
Oh, that was an easy one. All right.
Houston.
Oh my God.
So Houston was anywhere from minus 4,000 to minus 8,000 last night.
How silly is that?
East Coast was minus 8,000. Vegas was minus 4,000. I couldn't believe it. But they're minus 22-point favorites against East Carolina.
Got Alabama hat.
So I took Houston on the money line. Okay.
All right. Yep.
And then the third leg is UCLA. So the theory I have is this.
The Bruins hat back on.
Okay. I bet Alabama that will cash. Houston that will cash. And then I can hedge off the UCLA bet because Oregon could beat UCLA tonight. That's going to be the scary leg.
Right.
But I'm taking the top 3 teams, according to KenPom, all in money line. And as long as Alabama and Houston win, I then can make sure I don't lose any money by betting money line Oregon. True. And have a no sweat bet. Either I'm winning a plus 600 bet or I'm going to win a plus 200 bet.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Does you like it? I'm just saying you like it.
That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, you could even take your shot at the middle and take for the unit plus 5. You know, so if UCLA wins but doesn't cover, you win everything. You double your money. You can't lose both. See what I'm saying? So you go for the middle. You go for the professional middle shot right there, son.
The professional. So either I'm winning a unit or I'm winning 1.75.
No, you're winning 2 units, or you're
because it's only a quarter unit bet. I did. Hold on, wait. No, I bet a full unit on this. Sorry, I bet a full unit. Yes, sorry, I'm confusing my parlays. Sorry, full unit on this. Yes.
Yeah. So if you bet $10,
yep,
to win $10, essentially, or you bet 11 to win 10,
right?
Because you laid 113,
right?
You take Oregon plus 5, 11 to win 10. You're risking $1 to win 20.
But why not take Oregon money line? Why take the points?
You could do that too. That way you lock in profit. But you can't win both. You win one or the other.
But by taking plus 4, plus 5, I can win both.
You're risking $1.
If UCLA wins,
you're getting 20 to 1 on your money. But you have to middle it. That's why you have to do that.
UCLA's got to win, but not cover.
Correct. Yes.
Ooh, that's a threading of the needle. That's I don't know. I got to think about that. I may just bet money line Oregon. I got to think about how I want to play that. I don't know. I think UCLA could blow out Oregon.
UCLA could blow out Oregon, but you just said Oregon could beat UCLA.
Straight up. Absolutely. It's a tough game to call. That's why I intentionally put a late game late. in order to get, because the first 2 games are easy. The last game's a question mark,
right.
but they should win. I mean, UCLA is
Gives
trying
you
to get
all
a 1
day to
seed.
think about it too, so you can really completely mess with your mind. We do a show, we got, hundreds of people watching and, chatting along and all
Yeah.
this other stuff. This is pretty funny because now you really get in your own head. You
Oh,
go, "Now
yes.
what do I do?"
Right. Okay, so let's give you some updates on games happening currently right now, any live bidding opportunities you guys may see. Purdue is up by 6 with 2:20 to play against Rutgers in the Big Ten
Boy.
quarterfinals right now.
Mm.
Rutgers live, hanging around. Number was 5.5, right?
No, close higher than that.
Oh, what did it close?
Number closed.
6.5?
Yeah, 6.5. Yep,
Okay, so we're on the number basically,
sitting on
six
the
and a half,
number.
6.
Oh, boy.
So here we are. So that will
Mr.
be a Swiss.
C Mr. C needs 7. He needs it to stay
Oh,
within 7.
okay, so you need some help here because it's currently 6. Rutgers trying to keep themselves alive. Houston, is that right? Houston's at halftime up by 2 on East Carolina.
Yes,
Oh my
23-21.
God. What is that? Oh
20
my. If I lose the parlay because Houston loses to East Carolina, minus 8,000 favorites? What is that? Yes,
Reality?
Zach. I'm just seeing reality. This is a 6-12 basketball team, 16-16. This is the number 1 team in the
How good
country.
is Houston? Still
Not
asking
that
us.
good. They're not the number 1 team in the
Yeah,
country.
they're
Not
not.
by any
No,
means.
we'll say it. People
Wow,
will
if they
flip it.
lose,
People will use it.
that's fine. They're not the number 1 team in the country. They're not. I still think Bama's. I
Listen, we
think
saw
Bama.
we saw Georgetown almost win yesterday. We saw DePaul almost win yesterday. We saw there were teams almost winning yesterday that are bad basketball teams.
Right.
These tournaments are strange, man. I went to 3 different
They're tough.
places here in town. There's nobody there. The vibe is just the band playing. Feels like an AAU tournament from 7th
True.
grade.
Yes.
It's so strange. Like, we were there that night. We could have been across the floor from each other yelling,
Had
"Are
a
you betting this
right.
now?"
Had to talk, yes, and hear
Yeah.
and be able to communicate. Absolutely. So
Crazy.
right now, live, Houston's minus 14.5 live, even though they're up by 2 at halftime. Wow,
I
that's a weird
I
number.
mean, it's but well, no, it's not. I mean, how low can you go? They closed 23.5.
It's right now, it's minus 10,000 live for Houston to win the game.
Is anybody that ever bets something like that?
I mean,
High
yeah,
figures. I mean, I know guys that lay favorites. So like they'll lay 3,000 to win 1,000, like it's
yeah.
nothing. Lay 30,000 to win a dime. They'll do that. No, 3,000 to win 100. Yeah, 30,000 to win a dime. I've seen that done,
Jeez.
but I ain't never seen no
You hate
lay
money when
10,000.
you
Yeah,
do
I mean, it's
that.
just
But yeah,
you know,
that's what we were talking. We were talking to someone. Well, I guess I'll let them remain nameless. But they, in the book that they work at, that they have a guy who literally does that every day.
yeah.
That's how he bets.
Uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
just lays 30,000 to win 500 consistently. Just he said it's a better return on his investment. And then once in a while his bankroll is so big, he loses a major score. He loses 25,000,
Yeah.
100,000, whatever it might be, but he's
Mhm.
already acquired and accumulated so much that if he gets clipped once every 30 times, it's not that big of a deal.
Right?
But
Yeah. Happens all the time.
I don't know. That's significant. So, all right. So we'll watch that. We've got Alabama up by 20. Mississippi State second half bet may not be that bad, but be careful with that because I thought betting on Villanova yesterday in the second half against Creighton was going to be a good bet, and
Yeah,
that didn't
no.
happen. The Jays extended the lead, won the thing going away. It's pretty impressive.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only teams that are ranked at the moment that are playing. Other games involving non-ranked teams, we've got a 47-37 second half score with Florida Atlantic and Middle Tennessee State. That game in the Conference USA semifinal. And that is it for 4 games being played here. So we got 4 games in action. The number 1 team, number 4 team, number 5 team in the country, all in action here right now. And well, all but 1 or 2 of the 3 are coasting. Not coasting. 2 of the 3 are winning.
Winning.
1 is coasting. The other 2 are in a little bit of
You're in a what?
a fight.
You froze. I didn't hear what you said.
They're in a fight.
Okay.
So we'll see what ends up happening with that. But so we'll keep you abreast. Chat, keep us updated on what's happening for Houston. If they
Please.
actually lose, the number one team in the country is going to lose to East Carolina. It'll be insanity. Alabama's winning that game. They may not cover, but they're going to win the game. So we got a
They're gonna
bunch of
cover.
games tonight. Let's talk
Yep.
about UCLA and Oregon. Numbers
Yep.
4.5 and climbing. What do you make? Did you go to the Pac-12 at all yesterday?
I did not. I went to the WAC, and then I said I couldn't go back down. I was gonna go down to the last
Yeah.
game. Little Consig gave out Arizona State again. All she does
Okay.
is pick winners now. She just
Phenomenal.
picks straight up winners. I texted Rain last night. He said, "What do you like in the game?" I said, "Little Consig's on Arizona State money line." He said, "What? I think I
So
like
good.
USC." I said, "I'm telling you, she sometimes she just looks at stuff and picks winners. She don't like the point spread deal after losing that point
Don't
spread
blame her.
against Oregon State. She's like, I just want to pick the team to win." I said, "Okay, who's going to win?" Arizona State. I did not go,
Okay.
but I
So
don't know what to make of that.
well, because Oregon, when Dana Altman was at Creighton, it was called the Altman Invitational. He just knows how to coach in tournaments. He knows how
Oh.
to adjust them. He knows minutes. He knows how to keep his guys fresh. He knows how to strategize. He knows advantages. But Mick Cronin's very good, a very good coach. So we got two very good basketball minds matching up against each other here in
Right.
Vegas. Number 2 team in the country. Number is 4.5, 5, depending on where you're looking. It's up to 5.5 at FanDuel. On the year, UCLA is pretty good ATS. 19, 12, and 1 ATS, 12, 8, and 1 in conference, 7, 2, and 1 over UCLA's last 10 games. I like UCLA to win. I like them to cover. I'm not betting it because I just put them in the parlay to win.
Mhm.
But can you see Oregon winning this game?
Yeah, I mean, I could. UCLA's figuring it out how to play without. I think his name's Clark. I don't want to mess it
Yes.
up. But
Yeah. The
yeah,
defensive player of the year. Yep. Clark.
yeah.
So when they played at Eugene, UCLA beat them by
Blew
7.
them out, right?
Yeah, by 7, by 1.5 points. When they played in the at LA, 10-point line, lost by 9. So both games UCLA has won against Oregon by more than one possession.
I would lay it before I'd take it.
I agree. I don't know if I'll lay 5.5 though.
I just do the money line,
Yeah,
right?
it's expensive though. Money line's minus 235.
I don't know what to make of. I mean, there was no vibe in there,
For the
that-
Pac-12? Yeah,
it
they
was,
all come on the weekend. They don't come during the week.
it was really, yeah, it was very strange. But again, it was the
Tomorrow
last
will be
game of the
rocking.
night.
Tomorrow will be
would
rocking.
great. Yeah, for the final. Yeah,
Yeah, tomorrow will be.
it should be
really
pretty
loud.
good tonight. I mean, Arizona State still not in the tournament. If you look at all the bracketology stuff, they're the last
Right?
team out, and I don't know. I've seen them twice now here in this building. They're very comfortable there. Hurley doesn't sit down. He works the refs before the game even starts.
Correct.
And I don't know how deep they are before this, but man, they got 9 guys at least in the rotation that get in time and hitting
Mhm.
threes. That team looks like they could cover, if not beat Arizona. Why couldn't Oregon beat UCLA?
Oh, anything can happen in tournament time. Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely. I mean, again, Dana's a very good coach in tournaments. That's why I did money line. It could be a 3-point win for UCLA. I think it's gonna be a really good game tonight. I think that's a really fun game. Kansas is playing Iowa State. You want to talk about an upset potential? Here's your upset potential.
You think?
Yeah, Iowa State has Kansas's number.
Wow.
They went to Lawrence and they lost by 2, and then they worked them in Ames.
Huh.
So I think this is going to be a very interesting game tonight for Kansas without Bill Self on the sidelines. How do they handle this? Adversity may kick up. Iowa State has won and covered, but they've played Baylor the last 2 games, beat them both times, covered both times. Dogs in both games. Yeah,
I like
at home,
Kansas in this spot.
At home, Iowa State beat Kansas by 15 points.
Yeah.
At Kansas, they lost by 2.
Mm.
There's just a matchup problem. TJ Otzelberger has this defensive mindset that really frustrates Kansas.
I think this may be one of those games that'll end up being the public dog. Kansas will win and cover. Just
Possibly.
looking at it,
Yep. Not wrong.
I like the and it's a weird thing to say you like the angle, but I like the angle with the adversity that they got yesterday.
Yeah.
Playing different, thinking different, playing for something else rather than it be a distraction and everything else. I think it
But
might
they
be that.
killed West Virginia, so they got that out of the
Yeah.
way.
I know, but I think that carries over.
Okay.
The number feels light. I don't know if Iowa State. I mean, obviously they do provide.
The numbers were 1, KU minus 1,
6.
and KU minus 7.5.
I'm watching a Purdue game, so if I get distracted, I'm sorry.
Fine.
Mikey Awesome will get another good good edit.
By the way, East Carolina has not scored yet in the second half, and Houston's now up by 8.
Yeah,
So
that's bye-bye.
that's going to be a
Lots.
problem.
Yeah.
Somebody, Kelvin Sampson got into the butts of his players at halftime and said, "What are you guys doing?"
It just rises. That cream rises if you don't sustain it. As soon as you stop, the other team keeps going.
Yeah.
And you get distance. But I like KU.
Okay.
Can you say
I haven't
KU?
bet it.
Is it KU?
Yeah, KU. Rock Chalk
Okay.
Jayhawks.
UK for Kentucky.
UK's don't confuse that. They get very upset.
Very upset. I don't want to get anybody upset.
Yeah. The Rock Chalk chant has KU at the end. KU.
Okay.
One of the weirdest chants in all of sports. Is Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Straight up. One of the weirdest chants. But I'll admit, at Fog Allen, it's pretty fucking cool. I'll admit it.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
neat. Texas, TCU. Number 7 versus number 22. Texas laying 2.5. TCU is healthy and flying in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah.
Look out for them in the dance if they are healthy. Stop.
Come on.
I'm not going to stop. Look out for TCU in the dance if healthy.
TCU?
Yes. 100% TCU.
No way.
Okay. What is your obsession with Texas? And that's the wrong T, by the way. That's Tennessee's T. It's not Texas' T.
I don't have no Texas.
They're going to get mad. Burnt orange people are going to get mad.
What's coming up in the rundown? I'm trying to get ahead of it.
Okay. Well, you don't normally do that, but
I'm just saying, I'm trying to keep up here.
You like Texas today, don't you?
I do.
What is your obsession with Texas?
I think they're really good. I think they could win a national championship.
They could. They're in the conversation. Sure.
I think they could win a national championship. So
worked Okie State yesterday.
Yeah.
But TCU killed Kansas State.
Who I'm not sure is good. Again, we had B. Howe on yesterday, and B. Howe is tremendous with this.
Yeah.
Big
So which is it?
12
Is the Big 12 the top to bottom best conference or not? Because if they are, those 2 wins are pretty impressive by both teams.
Fair. I like to push back with B. Howe and say, how do you know that the Big 12 is the best conference? We'll know today. If TCU either wins or battles, this should be a back and forth, come down to the last 2 minutes type of game. If one team wins this thing by 8 or more, like controls the game and
they beat Texas literally a week ago. TCU did.
This is why I like Texas again today.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the first matchup, they lost by 4 on the road. At home, they won by 2, laying 3.5 points. They were favorites at home. They only won by 2.
Yeah.
I like TCU today. I think that they're really a fun basketball team. When they're healthy, they are dangerous. They are fun to watch. They fly up down the court. All right, so let's get to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Vols against Missouri. This was asked in the chat if anybody likes Mizzou today, plus 5.5. I'm not one of them.
Does anybody?
I don't know. I'm not one of them.
Tennessee end up covering yesterday? They covered a big number?
They did. Won by 15.
Right. They won by 15. What was the line? 14.
12.
Right?
Closed at 12.
Okay.
Missouri beat Mississippi, laying 9.5, won by 5, did not cover.
Why is this line only 5.5?
Because when they played, Missouri beat them They're laying 12.5 at home. Missouri won at Tennessee.
They did.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why. That's why the number is where it is.
Okay.
They only played once this year, and Missouri won the game.
Man, I'm chalky today.
Well,
chalky.
this is why I bet the money line parlay, because in the semifinal round of these conference tournaments, chalk tends to win out. Tomorrow's the wonky day. Championship Saturday, Sunday's
Is this
wonky.
chalk day or steam day? I can't keep track.
What do you mean?
You with the steam yesterday? We had
No,
this
in
discussion
conference
about the
tournaments.
steam.
In conference tournament, I think following the steam is a good idea. I still subscribe to that. But in terms of who normally wins, it's chalky. I mean, I covering is a different story. I'm not saying teams are going to cover. I'm just saying the chalk normally wins. Tennessee should win this game. Alabama, Houston, UCLA. Like normally on Friday, Saturday, heading into a championship, that normally the chalk comes out. The higher seeds win. Look at the top 4 seed.
Tyler just sent me a text. Says Tennessee Open 7. I didn't know that.
Okay. Top 4 seeds in the Big East tournament, all live. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it's just how it is with how these tournaments tend to play out. Higher seeded teams the best teams in the conference tend to make it to the semifinal and make it to the final. So I'll be very curious. I think Tennessee wins this game. I'm just not sure they cover.
Right.
A lot of folks like Missouri to win the game outright. I've seen that a bunch.
I'm not buying it.
My only concern is the Vols are 6-10 ATS away from home. They're great at home. They're not awesome on the road.
Yeah.
That's my only worry about them on that.
If you guys are watching this Purdue Rutgers game with a bet on a point spread,
ouch.
I'll breathe for you. This one is this is like gonna come right down to the last bucket. This is gonna
40
be one
seconds,
of those
6-point lead, right?
Yeah. 66-60, less than coming up on 30 seconds left.
Ooh, baby. Yep. Look out. UConn and Marquette tonight in New York. Awesome game in the Big East semifinals.
2 awesome games in the Big East, right?
Games.
Like Madison Square Garden. This is the night I want to be there. I was on with Dawson earlier, and I was like, man, like this is the Big East that I want to see. This is the Big East I want to be at. That place is going to be just completely rocking. Both games are 3.5.
But this UConn Marquette game, you got a 21-10-1 UConn team ATS and a 19-12-1 Marquette team ATS. This is strength on strength when it comes to their numbers. UConn's covered 5 straight games, by the way. UConn's
Marquette
on
the 1 seed?
Marquette is the 1 seed. Yes.
They're getting 4 now. Click refresh. Hello. They're getting
it's
4.
Coming down.
No, going up. It was 3.5.
It was 4. It was 4.5 this morning.
Oh, I had 3.5 this morning. Okay.
It came down.
Ooh. So yeah, you saw 4.5. I got 3.5.
3.5 at FanDuel now.
Yeah, it was 3.5 this
So the
morning.
move came on Marquette. Now it's coming back on UConn. I don't know. This game's going to be wild. I can't wait to watch this game. My only thought is this is a very low scoring game. This is a slow.
The first one, second one.
Marquette UConn is going to be low scoring.
147.
Yep. Low.
Huh.
Every possession, grind it type basketball game.
Creighton Xavier.
Hold on, we'll get to that.
Can't believe this. This is some good basketball games today. This is why I like Sweet 16 weekend today 8 because every team's good for the most part. There's one or 2 Cinderellas that you really not sure or don't know what you're going to get. But man, I had some of the best gambling weekends I ever had coming here the second weekend. This feels like that to me today.
Who do you like?
I think I like Marquette in this one.
Dawson's not going to be happy with you.
We already had it out this morning.
I want UConn to win this game.
You do?
Yes.
A lot of people are punching their ticket to the Final Four.
UConn?
Yeah.
Well, they're so big. I mean, they've got such size that they're very tough to deal with. And defensively, they just grind it. They're really good defensively. And, you know, they are top 15 adjusted defensive efficiency. They're top 10 adjusted offensive efficiency. The numbers, I mean, the number one offensive rebounding team in the country.
Right.
So, I mean, you can have an off night, miss a bunch of shots, your big boys go get the ball. So,
Right.
that's why they're going to be tough. They're a very tough out in the dance. They're going to be a very difficult matchup for a lot of teams. But I want UConn to win this game because Coach McDermott owns Hurley.
Coach McDermott coaches who?
Creighton.
You know, I got this in the rotation now, right?
Phenomenal. Hold on. We'll get to that game in just 1 second. We're going order of rank. Indiana laying 2.5 against Maryland.
Just staying in conferences.
No, we're going through the order of
Dang
ranking,
it.
national rankings. We're going by where these teams are ranked.
I gotta check this rundown. Okay, you're right. It's next. Ba, 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 ba. This game has me confused.
Oh, I've seen so many people take Maryland. I'm like,
I'm in a knot. I'm in a knot with this one.
They're 21-11 ATS, Maryland.
Maryland is?
Yeah. 6-4, but 4-1.
Say that again? They're what?
Maryland is 21-11 ATS.
ATS?
Yeah.
What's Indiana?
14, 16-1.
Shit.
Right? It's just like, and they beat Indiana by 11 a month ago.
On the road or at home?
That game was at home. Only played once.
I hate this only playing once bullshit.
I
Every
agree.
time you play
It sucks.
twice,
I agree.
I felt better when you got to here. This
100%.
once playing thing is bullshit.
Because you want to play Indiana, right? Because the thought is, okay, Maryland won the first one, Indiana wins the second one, but all the numbers are pointing towards Maryland. This is a super hard game to bet.
This is impossible to bet. I don't want to touch this thing with stolen money. I don't have a side. Do you have a side?
No, I have no idea.
No.
I do have a side next game, though. Duke in Miami. Put my money where my mouth is.
You bet Miami.
Of course.
We're going to find out. They better not get blown out.
Moved. I laid 3. I'm against this team. So I took 3.
They better not get blown out.
It could happen.
I mean, for Miami's sake, they better not get blown out. They got to be
Miami blew out
competitive.
Duke. Miami blew out Duke at home. They lost by 2 at Cameron Indoor. I think Miami's a better basketball team. It's Duke, so you're playing a Duke tax on the number, and people are going to be jumping up and down about the Blue Devils because it's Duke, it's Duke, it's Duke. Okay, I don't think Duke's good, but I think Miami's got the backcourt and the length in the front court to handle Duke.
Man, I don't even have a bet on this damn Purdue game. It's 69-63-6 with 9 seconds left.
Oh,
I mean, I'm getting a pain in my side. I don't even have action on it. I mean, Mr. C.
now
and these
7.
guys is it? Oh.
70-63.
Oh.
You got to survive
Man.
one shot. You got to survive one shot if you got 7.
Oh.
That's why point
got
spreads are up.
6.5.
You got one shot you got to avoid for 7, 6.5, and 6.
Oh, no.
Layup.
No.
Layup.
No. You can't
Buzz.
even make it up.
Buzzer layup.
You
That's
can't make
horrible.
it. Buzzer layup.
That's so bad.
They needed to cover. The people in the chat needed to cover. That was a good one for the people. They needed to cover for Rutgers.
Oh, they took +7. I thought they laid 7.
They had +6 or 6.5.
Oh, they got it. There you go.
Ooh.
Lost by 5. Nice start to the day, boys.
Nice work.
Good job. That works. Take that.
Nice work. Good job.
All right. You're wearing the hat.
Yeah.
Xavier Creighton tonight. This game's going to be so fun. I can't wait.
What's your people saying?
Who? Creighton people?
Yeah.
Scared to death. Because they shot so well last night.
Yeah.
Baylor Shireman was unfreaking believable last night. Nova had no shot. That version of Creighton could go to the Final Four. They're just so inconsistent. On back-to-back nights, this is the thing. The Creighton fans, everyone's like, oh my God, Creighton fans showed up so well. You got to understand something. The Jays, through generations, have grown up going to conference tournaments and cutting the fucking nets down consistently. They are waiting to do it in New York. They have not done it yet. They've won one regular season championship. They've made the final twice and lost to Nova twice. That's why I was furious about Nova in the quarterfinals. I'm like, oh my gosh, they got to play Nova in the quarterfinals. This is their bugaboo team. So they beat them last night, worked them last night. Huge win for the Jays. Burying shots, burying threes. They're going into this game against Xavier with extreme confidence. I don't like that they're favored by 3.5. It concerns me.
I think they should be favored by 4.5 or 5.
You think it should be higher? Man, they went to Xavier. Okay, they went to Xavier, went to Cincinnati. They lost by 3 as 2-point dogs. They were down by 10 in the second half, and they rallied to come back and then ultimately lost the game. Then when they played in Omaha, they kicked the doors off Xavier and beat them by 17.
Option 2, son.
You like Jays to kick the doors off Xavier?
Jays to continue that nice shooting night.
Give me Creighton versus UConn in the final tomorrow. Give me that.
Is that going to be on while we're doing the show?
I hope so. You'll see me in rare fucking form if that's the case. I will be in love with that. If that game's getting played at that time, oh my goodness gracious. MSG, because Jays fans are getting on planes and flying to New York. Or they're driving anywhere in the vicinity. They're driving to MSG to be a part of that.
Are they really?
Oh, hell yes, they are. I can't tell you how many times I did that where I actually drove to the Valley to Arch Madness in St. Louis for the weekend because I wasn't going to go.
That's
and then
a lot closer than New York City.
No, well, from Omaha it is, but there's so many alumni all over the place. Remember, this is your daughter saw this. This is doctors and dentists. That's who goes to Creighton. So they go all over the place. They go to New York a lot. They go to DC. They go to the East Coast, and then they can just drive up and be a part of it. So tickets aren't that hard to find for the championship game because it's only 2 fan bases that are going to be there. But UConn, half of Storrs, Connecticut, is going to be in New York. You guys who might not want, you guys are going to go. Hell yeah. Oh, it's going to be a war. That building will be awesome. It'll be a rocking atmosphere because UConn fans know that their coach can't beat Coach Mack. He's beat him once. This year was the first time he ever beat Coach Mack.
Okay.
So it's a 6-1 mark. I think Max got on Hurley. 1-1 in the regular season. Rubber match for it all to cut down the nets. Big East supremacy. I mean, you can't write this shit. This is beautiful.
That's good stuff right there.
Oh, it's phenomenal. And if they win the Big East, the Jays could wind up getting a 3 or a 2 seed. So it really helps them to get to the second weekend.
Linus or Linus Camage.
Allmark?
Crimmage. No.
Yeah.
Linus Crimmage in the chat just said Big East final starts tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Perfect. 3 o'clock, right when we're over, right when we're done.
3:30 Eastern.
We're going perfect. Right. We're going right up to it.
See you later.
It's phenomenal.
Sorry, Luke and everyone here. We need to sit and watch the game.
Hell
yeah, that's gonna be fun. That'll be good.
So yes.
We're doing a live show tomorrow in another book in Vegas. This is great. I just realized that again.
On a Saturday with all championship games being played.
Oh, it depends. I don't even know how that we're gonna. Are you going down there today to test this stuff or just Farra? What's it look like? Are we going to be distracted? I mean, like, I don't know if we're in the book and I'm looking around and watching the games. I mean, somebody's going to have to stay in my ear and talk. We're going to have to do the show. That's going to be very distracting. And you're going to be, it's bad enough with you with the tabs. If you're going to be watching games, you're going to be talking.
We'll have so much fun. We'll have so much fun. We'll get people on. We'll be able to talk, people yelling and screaming in the book. Oh, how much fun that's going to be. Like last second shot happens and buzzer beaters and shit. Oh,
natural sound in the book.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so fun tomorrow from 5 until 6 Eastern at Virgin at the Betfred Sportsbook at Virgin.
2 to 3 Pacific.
2 to 3 Pacific. Yep.
Yes.
Last game, Northwestern, Penn State. Take it away, Penn State fan. Where are you guys going today with Northwestern?
I want to find the guy responsible for making Illinois a favorite yesterday.
Ooh.
The hell are you doing?
Wow, really?
Did you see the line today?
Yeah. Northwestern's favored.
Why?
Because they're the better team.
What?
Just tell you what, they're the better team.
The hell are you talking about?
Northwestern's the better team.
Are they?
Yes.
Says who?
It says the numbers. Says the record.
What's Ken Palm have them?
Ken Palm have Northwestern. So
I bet.
Ken Palm has Northwestern as
Yeah.
a where's Northwestern?
Keep scrolling.
Well, Penn State's on Penn State's 49th,
Okay. And
Northwestern is where's Northwestern?
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Well, Ken Palm's got he's really down on Northwestern.
Uh-huh.
How far is North? Wow, hold on, I gotta look it
Keep
up now.
going.
No,
Oh,
I'll find it. I gotta find it.
scroll.
It's
Oh,
too many.
it's a little
Northwestern
farther down,
is
isn't it?
42nd. So they're right there they're next to each other.
On a neutral, this is a pick for me. I'm
Okay.
not saying, but I'm just
Wait, no,
saying.
here it's wait. Northwestern's above Penn State. Okay, Penn State's 49th. Northwestern's 42nd. That's why you haven't convinced that they're ahead. They're not. They're above.
I thought it was 49 and 52. I apologize.
42 and 49.
Okay.
Ken Palm.
Transcribed the number wrong. That's
No, I didn't transcribe. What do you mean?
No, I thought it was 52 when I peeked at it.
Well,
I
no,
was
it was probably yesterday before Northwestern won.
Oh,
When
I
they
don't
won,
know.
they jumped into 42nd.
I was going back and forth very early this morning because I got up to watch the World Baseball Classic,
Nice.
and check out this Yoshi guy. Guys
That's
may
like
have
some-
a star in your hands. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Anyhow, Matt Villano, the guy that's getting us trying to get the other book with
Yeah.
the stuff,
Yeah.
he's a Northwestern grad.
Oh,
So
okay.
I hit him with a text in the middle of the night Pacific. I'm talking like 3 a.m.
Okay.
And I don't know if he's, right when I woke up to watch the game, I sent him a text. I said, it's a shame that Penn State's going to have to take out Northwestern tomorrow. And I don't know if he was up
Got
or
your
not,
words.
but he started, and that started the back and forth. And I tried to peek and see what time or where Northwestern was ranked. This is a toss up. This is a under ass game if I've ever
100%.
seen an under game.
Thank
right?
you. Yep. 131 under.
Oh.
Yep. Agreed. It's part of the parlay.
Big Ten hits different. It's some ugly basketball, man.
Iowa State KU is going to be the same boat. Okay, before we get to a couple of the college basketball stories, we want to get this in before we lose Sports Grid. The Wager Wire market reports with our friends from Wager Wire, wagerwire.com. Zach and the boys appreciate all their support and what they've done for us over the last couple of months. Let's talk about the national championship because Purdue just won. So Purdue wins by 5. They don't cover.
Okay.
Purdue is the 4th option to win the national championship now. They're 10-1. There's some space happening here in the championship market, which is kind of interesting. So it's still Houston, 5.5-1, which I don't buy. Alabama, 7.5-1, which I do kind of buy. Kansas, 8.5-1. Purdue, 10-1. Then Arizona and UCLA at 15-1. We're going into the dance, and it feels like the books have no idea who's going to win the national championship.
I literally said it this morning on every show that I did. I can't remember the Friday before Selection Sunday and knowing only one number 1 seed.
Right?
I know. I think Kansas, even if they would lose today,
our number 1 seed, yeah.
They're number 1 seed by default.
No, they've earned it. I think they've earned it.
I mean, they've earned it, but they can lose today.
Yes.
And they're still.
I think Houston can lose today and be a 1 seed.
Can they?
Yes. They won't, but they could. Yes.
I don't think they're going to lose today, but I looked at it and I was like,
I mean, Houston has it's so funny, but their number of quad 1 wins, Iowa State's got the most quad 1 wins. They have like 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Houston's got 4. And Iowa State's going to be like a 5 seed, and Houston's going to be a 1.
That's their conference, though, right? Like,
yes.
I mean, if UCLA loses today, they could be a 2.
Potentially.
Yeah.
If Arizona wins the Pac-12, yeah. They could be a 1.
If Purdue loses, well, they won already today, so they only have to win. Well, no, they have to win 2 more games, right? This is the quarters,
right?
So They're probably a 1 seed now too. The only way they weren't gonna be a 1 seed was losing today, I think. Okay, so maybe there's 2, but I don't know. You're right. This is one of those years. It's different than a lot of years past because
Normally, like 4 or 5 teams, it would be like 8-1, 6-1, 7-1, somewhere in that
yeah,
range. We have one team that's 5.5-1, and then the fourth option's 10-1. It's like we're starting to like really stretch it out in terms of long shots, and like you can really start to get some. You can sprinkle. I mean, Gonzaga's 18-1.
yes.
Tennessee is 30-1. Creighton's back to 35-1. Like it's nuts.
Yeah.
This is the year. I'm just gonna say this now on March the 10th. This is the year that Gonzaga can win it all. It's so wide open. There's so few great teams. Pedigree tends to shake out a lot of times, but I mean, even Kentucky's 45-1.
I don't know. I mean, there's like I do it like this. I pull up each conference and go, yes, yes, no, 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 no.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
So who
yes.
can win it all?
No, 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 no. Yeah. And try to that's how like we would start this today
Okay.
in the room and say, all right, they're 5-point favorites today. You know, they're gonna win. Let's move their number now. This other team, they may not win. Let's move their number now. Try to jumble the numbers today
Mm-hmm.
before they play, just to see who was paying attention and who wasn't, and to try to be speculative in the price. And then you
Right.
could also see what other books were copying your numbers. And we used to do that too.
Right.
So, but Friday's fun to do that because Saturday there's championship games, both in town and around the country. And then Sunday, you're trying to have everything in line Sunday before the selection show. Because when the selection show starts and they start to show the path, that's when the missiles start to come and fire. Like,
Right.
oh, you got them 18-1. Look at that. They're gonna be for sure in the Sweet 16. And then they play in Vegas. Then how much travel? Boom, boom, boom. They're in the Final Four. So those
Hmm.
things happen instantaneous on Sunday. So you got to have your numbers set before the bracket, ideally, so you can make one quick move or 2 quick moves.
How about that?
Yeah.
WagerWire empowers you to take control of your action and view your bets as a portfolio of assets that can be bought and sold at any time. Bettors will soon be able to trade their bets through WagerWire's mobile app and within sportsbook apps via their integrated technology solution. You can jump in and out of futures all season, cash in on parlay before they bust, and trade game lines up to the buzzer. Seamlessly sync your favorite sportsbook to track real-time value of your bets, stack rewards, and play with celebrities or friends. Interested viewers of BVB should join one of the fastest growing communities in sports betting at WagerWire on Twitter. One word, WagerWire. Visit wagerwire.com and enter your email for updates and early access to the app when it launches. Very cool stuff
That
on
sounded
this.
very professional read right there. That was good. Did you write that one?
No, they wrote that for me.
Oh, I was gonna say that was very I mean, I'm gonna have to give Zach or Travis a little bit of credit. That one actually sounded like one. I mean, we've done some professional reads, and then I kind of trump them and fuck them up and say buy the meat, and it works.
It works. Yes.
But that was I got to give those boys credit. That was a good one. You know what's happening in the chat right now, by the way?
What?
Oh, the boys are all getting it together. They want to do a BVB brigade bracket.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. We said no to that, but yeah.
But you just said, yeah, 6 times. What the hell
But
does that
I
mean?
mean, we were gonna do it like we didn't do it, and like we've already talked about this. But yes, there will be something. We will hold your horses on that, guys. We'll take care of you on that. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying it's happening right now. The boys are
Come
getting
Monday
together,
morning.
and
Come
they're
Monday
trying to get
morning, you will have full information on the show on Monday as to what we're gonna do.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll have something for the brigade members to
Yeah.
okay.
Monday, we'll make the announcement on Monday what we're doing for our bracket contest.
Okay.
We'll have some fun stuff. So did somebody say Sachs copy? Yeah, no, we're not doing Sachs copy.
Sachs copy. I got it right here. Look.
No, we're good. No,
Stressful time. It's a stressful time for the March Madness bracket. You know what that means? Sweaty balls. Sachs underwear. I need Sachs underwear. We all need Sachs underwear. It protects your nuts. Nothing. Just drop your nuts. There we go.
There you go. There
Keep
it
it
is.
right by the computer. I love it.
All right, some fast ones. Patrick Ewing got fired yesterday.
Surprised?
No, not at all.
Surprised it took this long.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
But look, these
I mean, I'm not
rumors.
making fun of nobody getting fired, but
No, it's fine,
seriously.
but he's fine. Ewing's fine. When rumors fly around
Yeah.
as to who the next coach is going to be,
Yes.
in the book, do you ever listen? Do you ever care?
Never once.
Okay.
Ever.
Because the rumor that's flying around is that Providence is going to lose their coach, and Ed Cooley is going to become the next coach of Georgetown, and that's why Providence was scuffling at the end of the year,
Oh.
and that Cooley may be headed to deeper.
Georgetown.
Well, they'll pay a lot more than Providence will.
Oh. I was going to say, why would he go there? But
Money.
for money, you go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they'll pay a lot. Georgetown has the money. They want to win. Providence doesn't invest big time money in their basketball program. They're a smaller school. Georgetown's got a massive alumni base with deep pockets.
Okay.
Would you fade Providence in the dance?
Listen, I this Providence thing has people divided. This is like Civil War shit in the gambling community. Brothers are fighting brothers over this.
I'm
stuff.
pro Providence. I'm pro Ed Cooley. I like him a lot. I like Providence.
People will take you to the mattresses with this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with Providence because they look bad that last game. And you sent that text in the me, Farra, and you thread that we got working, and I was like, could be some truth to this. And then boom, the result was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't no hurry to bet them. I'll tell you that. I mean, if they get a
careful
bad
with
matchup,
Providence. Careful with Providence in the dance.
Right.
If the rumor mills are right. And I could see Ed Cooley at Georgetown 100%. I could completely see him taking over that program. And then a quick baseball thing you mentioned. I watched it a bit last night. We had midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. World Baseball Classic games last night, which was fun.
Yeah.
Morning games this morning, which were fun. But the Yankees and Dodgers are already dealing with some significant injuries in their pitching staff.
Yeah.
Phenoms getting hurt. Now it's Rondon, their big acquisition for the Yankees, $162 million going to the IL.
It's so as it gets closer to actually starting, this World Baseball Classic is actually really fun. Like some of the games today were awesome. Italy was up and gave up some late runs to Chinese Taipei. That was one thing. Watching Otani and stuff in Japan and Yoshi and all this stuff. That was fun, especially having Japan on the run line, which I made my first baseball bet of the season. I had Japan on the run line. They won 13-4. So that worked out okay. This sucks. For these teams, it sucks. It does. Anytime the Dodgers and the Yankees sustain injuries, it's good for the rest of the other teams, but it sucks because you got to adjust numbers. And it's like, does that affect when is he coming back? And does that affect the season wins? Someone will bet under the Yankees because of that information. I don't know.
I think you have to take a look at the under for both the Dodgers and the Yankees.
Both?
Both. Yeah, Dodgers, it's not good right now. Pitching wise, their depth is already getting tested.
Their depth there's no doubt about it. But
we haven't started the year yet.
Lineup.
Okay. I think the Dodgers, we'll do a baseball show coming up here once we get through March Madness because we're closer to opening day. Yeah. We'll do a whole thing, but the Dodgers have legitimate questions
by divisions. What do you think? I wanted to run this by you. Like we'll do a day where we'll do the NL West teams, so we don't have 30 days to do.
That's fine. We'll go through them all.
Yeah, that's fine. So like 1 week, we'll bang out baseball season wins, kind of.
I like it.
And there's a contest, by the way, at the Westgate with season win totals.
I know, but it's so annoying because it's so long.
We'll just put it in and we
will. Okay.
Forget about
I'm down. It's just long. It's a 50. What was it? $50 to enter? What is it to enter? It's not expensive, right?
Oh, it's like 300. We're gonna win like
What's
10
that?
dimes or something.
Oh, all right. I'll do it. It's
I
just
mean, it's worth a shot just for us to talk about or laugh
yeah,
about
yeah,
come
yeah.
September,
I say
and
how
we
bad the
go,
picks were.
ha ha, we
Look
had
at those.
30 season wins and we got 12 right,
Yeah, yeah. I'm in. Let's do
or
it.
we
Buck
win the
50.
thing
Yeah,
and then we have a party.
couple of C notes down, and we're good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down. But yeah, watch out for that. That's not great. Okay, better to book a time. You're gonna hate this parlay because I hate this parlay, but I think it's funny I think it's funny. This is a plus 600, minus 110, 3-leg under parlay.
Oh.
Marquette
Why am
under
I gonna hate it? You know I
147.
like unders.
Marquette under 147 is by far the scariest.
Oh, I don't like that already.
Okay, but Shaka Smart, generally speaking, Shaka Smart in conference tournaments plays a slower style, grinds out possessions, values the basketball. Slow down the game with UConn. Don't run with UConn. Play a more conservative style.
Did they not just almost lose yesterday?
Marquette?
Yeah.
What does it matter?
No, this is I love them today.
Oh, love them today. Oh,
I
okay.
really like Marquette
Well, if
today.
Marquette wins, the under's live.
I
UConn wants to run. UConn wants to go up and
That's
down.
what I think this game is a fast game, and I think Marquette makes less mistakes. Myself. I
Okay.
give me Shaka
Yeah,
in the
I
game.
mean,
I like
possible.
Marquette. I like over though, but what else?
So Iowa State under 130.5 against Kansas.
That I like.
Northwestern under 131.5 against
That
Penn
I
State.
like. That's
So,
another game.
yes, so there's two solid, and
2
then the
out of
Marquette,
3. Yeah, that's
and
the
then
sweat.
then the Marquette's the sweat, which we might. I got to look at the time. I think we could know Iowa State and Northwestern's games final before Marquette plays. I think.
Northwestern and Penn State's 3:30 our time.
Okay.
And what time?
Iowa
Iowa
State,
State is 4 o'clock our time.
and then what's Marquette?
Marquette is up at the top of the line screen. That game is at oh, it's at the bottom. Sorry. I can't find it. Hold on. There it is. Marquette is at 3:30. You're screwed.
Okay,
All at the
fine.
same
All at the
time.
same time. That's fine. So that's a plus 600. So I just need no overtime on any of these games. Low scoring game, but I like it. Miami plus 3 up against Duke today. We went over it already, but betting it or booking it.
What am I missing here?
You can get a better number now. You can get 4.5 now.
Yeah. What right. What's the I mean, is it just Duke love?
Yes. People like Duke. People think Duke are going to win. It's fine. I get it. I said on the podcast last night, you guys will have a better number than I'm getting, and I'm comfortable. I like Miami money line.
No, it's 2.5 now.
Oh, there's the steam on Miami. Wow. How about that?
It's
It was
2 in 3 places.
It was 4.5.
What are you talking about?
Look at the line movement. It was 4.5 this morning. When I did the rundown, it was 4.5.
Well, where at FanDuel?
Yeah, just in general. I saw a bunch of places at 4.5.
Highest I see was in town was 3. So,
Wow. Good.
I don't know.
I like
I
it.
like Miami.
Good.
I'll bet it with you.
Okay, let's roll. Texas A&M laying 1 against Arkansas. Taking the Aggies.
Can't stand this game.
Why?
I have no idea what to do. You might
Why?
as well throw a coin in the air.
I disagree. Why?
You like Texas A&M?
Yes, numbers all point towards A&M.
I'll book it.
21-10 Texas A&M ATS, 12-4 at home. They were 13-5 in the SEC, 8-2 over their last 10 games. Buzz Williams has this team balling right now. Beat Alabama. A&M. Arkansas's healthy. People like Arkansas because they're healthy.
Yeah.
They finally got it together. But give me Buzz.
It's a
over
pick game. And give me
Musselman.
I'll take Arkansas.
Okay, I'll take A&M. And then people actually got mad at me last night on Twitter for not
Why?
betting hockey. For not betting hockey.
For real?
There's 2 games. I had somebody
Man,
come at
people, like, when do they get mad? Like, they're mad at you for betting hockey all in a
Yep,
row.
yep.
Oh, why do you
Yep.
keep betting hockey? You guys are
A guy came at me and said,
too much hockey.
every single content person in this space is betting basketball. No one's betting hockey. You bet hockey. And today you're not going to give me any hockey. I said, dude, there's 2 games.
There was only 3. I was going to
There's
say
2
there was
games.
3 games yesterday,
And there's
and
2
they were
today,
shit games.
except for the
Although,
Bruins.
oh no, there was a bunch of games yesterday. It was the day
Yeah.
before there was only 3 games.
Yes, right. But there's tonight there's 2 games in the NHL. There's nothing.
Oh,
Tomorrow
I didn't
is
even
awesome.
look. I didn't even look at the NHL today.
I'm all in. There's 2 games in the NHL today. That's it. I'm going.
They're mad at you for not betting them?
Yeah, so I'm giving them a pick here. Chicago, Florida over 6.5
Oh
goals.
God, it's Anaheim, Calgary. Can't you bet that game over? This is over. I like the second game over rather than this one, but
Okay.
this is
They're both juiced to the under.
no, the second game 6 over
It's -120 at FanDuel to the under.
on Anaheim, Calgary.
Uh-huh.
6.5 or 6?
6.5 -120 to the under.
Oh, it's the last 6.5. Everything is 6 over -115 or over minus.
So that number's coming down. People are betting the under on that game.
No, the total just moved. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's
Anaheim is
everyone's
scary.
betting.
Anaheim's scary.
Scary what? Scary over, scary under?
Scary over. Need them to score. They don't score.
I like that game over. Chicago, Florida. I would lean over, but
Florida scores.
I was going to say that's 4-2, right?
Yeah. So Calgary, both Calgary and Florida over the last 10 games. That's on the road, actually. They're at home. Let's see. What are they? Calgary is 5-4-1 to the over the last 10 at home. Which is not phenomenal. And the second game is Florida. Florida is 4-5-1 to the over.
Right.
So basically coin flip there.
Yeah.
On the road, Chicago is 6-3-1 to the over at home. Sorry, on the road rather.
Yep.
And Anaheim is 4-4-2. Flat. So
Anaheim, Calgary. For me, it would be Anaheim, Calgary over. Chicago, Florida. I'll book it and say it's under.
sounds good.
Scary, but I won't go that route.
Sports Grid. If you guys are watching this on Friday night, not on a replay on the weekends, if you guys want to watch the show Saturday live tomorrow, 5 p.m. live on the YouTube channel, search at Boston versus the Book on Twitter and at Boston versus the Book on YouTube. We're live from 5 until 6 for 1 hour, a special Saturday show live from Mohegan Sun, live from Virgin here in Vegas from the Betfred Sportsbook. So thank you so much, everybody. You guys on YouTube and Twitter, don't move. BVB. We'll talk to you guys on Monday for Sports Grid.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite thing about today is what?
2 things. I mean, obviously, it's our big announcement, and we're taking the show on the road. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
But quickly, Kendall had movie day today because next week is also spring break for her as well.
Beautiful.
So today they're watching movies
all day
at school, all day, all day. She
Love
said
it.
Today's movie day. I went downstairs to kiss her goodbye, and I was like, "What is this?" And she had her beanbag ready to go out the door. And I said, "You're taking your beanbag to school?" She said, "Yeah, it's movie day. And because I passed my times tables with the 11s and the 12s, I get VIP seating. So I'm bringing in my beanbag." And I was like, "Okay, what's in the backpack?" Her backpack looked like it was going to overflow, and it was almost pulling her back when she put it over her shoulder. She said, "I brought all my squishies." I'm
Nice.
like, "Your squishies?" She's become a movie connoisseur, but when she lays to watch a movie, like she gets like her whole nest around her. She does a certain thing. She's my movie buddy too, because Kylie doesn't have time right now, and Kelsey falls asleep, and my wife just doesn't like movies. She just doesn't go. So Kendall's become my movie buddy. So it's a big day today for her. movie day. I'm very excited to hear what school was like when she comes home. And then we'll figure out next week because I have no idea what's in store for us next week with this being off with the kids and everything else. Second favorite thing about today is every morning I go, not every morning, but most mornings I go and grab a Starbucks, one or two of the drinks, and breakfast, usually a breakfast, some sandwich or whatever. And I listen to the music, get fired up for the show, read the email, just get away from the house, away from anything that might be going on here, and just concentrate, do a little quick research for 20, 30 minutes. I'm pulling in the parking lot today, and as I'm coming in left, someone is zooming in right and misses me by inches. And I'm like, what? I slammed on the brake so hard, my seatbelt grabbed me.
Snaps. Yep.
And I was like, oh, what the? She zipped in, parked the car. I wanted to get out and say, excuse me. I mean, like, you can't go that fast in a parking lot, but did you not even see me? But she didn't get out of the car right away. So I said, all right, I don't want to cause a scene. And God forbid that someone else is getting out of that car. There's going to be a problem. So I pulled up around and I got in line for the Starbucks. She got out of the car and she didn't even look at her phone. I mean, she didn't even look up from her phone.
Oh, she didn't see you at all.
She was walking towards the building where the Starbucks is, but there's other places of business there. And I'm like, I can't help myself. I'm listening to the music. I'm in a good mood. I don't give a shit. We didn't have an accident. I'm not going to cause a scene, but I just want to know if she saw me. So I put the window down. I said, hey, excuse me. Did you see me? She goes, nope. Like, didn't even look up.
Whoa.
And she goes, no, I didn't. Nope. Like, and I was like, okay. I said, maybe you should look up from that phone once in a while, but have a good day. And she started to walk in to the Family Eye Care Center, an eyeglasses place. Irony of irony.
Yep.
She was going to work. She was late.
Oh.
She almost rammed me.
And she
And
can't see
she's
where she's
going to
going.
work at an eyeglasses place or something. And she said she didn't see me. I was laughing so hard. I said, that's the best goddamn thing about today already. I mean, I'm going to use that on the show. The lady was walking to work hurriedly into an eye care center place and almost ran me and said she didn't see me. There you go. That's the story today.
Okay. Couple things. Just this feels like the friends and family portion of the show because we don't have Sports Grid on, so we can say different things. But
yes, we can.
I cannot. I don't know. I can't put it into words properly what the feeling is on a Friday morning watching the internet. Like, I can only imagine what people who follow us, who follow the show when it comes to Friday. Like, they must just be like, these fucking two dudes, just you're blasting my fucking timeline with all of this shit constantly and it's not even our stuff. It's you guys. It's what you do. It's not even what we do.
Love it.
It's what you do. So it's your videos, it's your gifts, it's your I can't begin to explain. Like, I was just sitting there at my kitchen table today, and I was thinking, I was watching my phone. I'm like, this is fucking insane. Like, this is not, I've never been associated with anything like this. Like, I've done radio and I've had large audiences. I've been on major markets and big stations, and I've never seen it be this organic. Like, you guys have taken this and turned it into something so fun and so unique and authentically real. Like, there's no bullshit. Like, it's such an incredible feeling. I just want you guys to know that what you're doing, being in the Discord channel and being on Twitter and being on social and being in the chat. And then, like, you know, when someone comes on board, you guys are writing to our sponsors and thanking them directly and being involved with what we do.
We're close, boys. We're close.
Is just I can't begin to thank you for what this has been. And we're, you know, you do year one to do year two, but I mean, this is going to be such a fun ride. And for you guys who are on board right now, I mean, just get ready, because you just feel the rocket ship getting gassed up. And I don't know if it's because, you know, mass going legal today and watching what what Barstool Sports turned into, and watching Dave's my age and Portnoy, what he built with Barstool, and like going back, and I've been reading Barstool and watching Barstool and talking about Barstool since Barstool was in Milton, Mass. And they were in this tiny little junk office, and they had, people in Massachusetts knew who they were, but nobody nationally knew who they were. Nobody knew that they were a brand. They weren't doing the things that they wound up doing. But it's the same. I can see the same energy with what we're doing here, because you guys love what we do and the content, and we love you guys back. That's rare, and it's really special. And I just want to say that my favorite thing about today is Fridays are just so fun because you guys are here and you're a part of it, and we couldn't be more thankful. I know a bunch of you are going on spring break. Some of you guys are going to Hawaii and going all over the place. So I know you may not be here next week. We'll be here, but you guys might not be. We're here when you get back, just so you know. We'll be here. Right. But before you guys get out of town, tune in tomorrow at 5:00 Eastern, because we'll have some fun.
It's so much fun because after that lady almost hit me and stuff, and I got the drink, and I stop and I park my car. Like, another strange thing happened. There's a zillion parking spots, and I'm sitting there, I'm reading the email, and I'm going over, and a guy pulls up next to me and parks opposite. I'm facing this way. He pulls in this way.
An empty
and I'm like, it was an empty parking lot. I'm like, now listen, I've had meetings with people in the parking lots where you don't get out of the car. You literally open a window. The other guy opens a window. Sometimes things get exchanged.
Yeah, but aren't you supposed to be like that when that happens?
Supposed to be like that, but sometimes the new guy doesn't know to pull. He pulls on the passenger side. You put the windows down, or sometimes you just talk like that because you can't talk wherever you're spat, or you think someone might be watching and listening. But this guy pulled up next to me, and I was like, "What the? There's 100 spots. Does he think I'm somebody I'm not supposed to be?" So I pulled up to the next row, and I looked down at my phone, and I got all these alerts on the Twitter, and I started watching the video that Mikey Awesome put together with everybody's contribution, and I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I literally got goosebumps because I hadn't seen it. Friday, in this mass thing, I literally was on a bunch of different shows talking about, what's coming and all this other stuff. So I didn't pay attention to it. Sometimes I miss stuff all the time too, because I'm busy.
Right.
And I don't mean to, but I saw it this morning. And I try to explain it to my kids. They're like, "Daddy, how do you know him?" I'm like, "I don't know him." They're like, "What do you mean? How do you know him?" Like, I'll show them some of this stuff, and they're like, "Where did you go to college with Mikey Awesome?" I'm like, "No, I never met Mikey Awesome. I don't know. I don't know any of them, but I feel like I know them."
Do. Right. We don't know them, what we do.
And we're gonna know each other personally at some point when we have this BVB meet. But you're absolutely right. The energy and the excitement and the ownership. You guys have taken ownership. This is a fucking dream for people that are doing it. It's someone else who's taking ownership of it. We can only live and breathe so much. Like, we don't have time to put all this. So you guys doing it is making it better. Like, inventive graphics, these things. I mean, like, we posted it today on the show.
Yeah, Farra, throw up the flyer one more time, just so people can be reminded by what's going to happen tomorrow for us, because it's going to be fun. We haven't done a Saturday show before. There it is at Betfred Sportsbook at the Mohegan Sun Casino, Virgin Las Vegas, tomorrow, 5 to 6 on this YouTube channel, on this Twitter channel. If you're watching on YouTube and watching on Twitter, same place. Okay. There won't be a replay on Twitter. A replay on Sports Grid, but we will be live on YouTube and Twitter.
And I mean, what more could we ask for? I mean, it's so I echo everything.
And the Brigade did this, by the way. This on the screen was done by Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic did that.
Farrah's busy this morning producing the show, getting a graphics lined up for the show. You're doing a rundown. I'm doing 3 other shows and making 6 phone calls to try to promote the show and all this other stuff. And this pops up. We're like, put that on the show. That's great. So again, tip of the hat to all of you, the Brigade. Fridays, the energy's amazing. I mean, the energy's good every day,
but Friday's
special.
Yeah, Friday's very, very special. All right, guys, we'll talk to you tomorrow, 5:00 Eastern, 2:00 Pacific time for a special edition of the Bostonian versus the Book. We'll be at the Bedford Sportsbook at the Virgin. If you're in town, come on by. Luke Rockhold will be with us. So he'll be joining us, MMA star, who has a bare knuckle fighting championship fight coming up in April. Peter Yan, by the way, just went at, and I can't say Mareb's last name, DiMichele. I kill his last name all the time. I'm not even going to try it. But at the face-off just this morning, he hit him. So this is
in the stare down thing.
Yeah. So
so he's selling the fight.
Well, this is, I told you, the guy's from Georgia, and he's told the world, I hate Russia, and I think Russia is horrible, and I'm fighting for my country. This is country versus country. This is geopolitical all of a sudden. So Jan had enough of it, and he did what he did today at the weigh-ins, at the face-off. So there's going to be
260.
Jan is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Jan should win the fight, but it's the main event tomorrow night is going to be a fun fight, and there's going to be a lot of heat in that building with the UFC being there. So it's going to be a fun hour tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Join us from 5 until 6.
Come by for a hat.
Come by for a hat. Dave, Matt, Roll Call Fridays, always fun, boys. Look at that spin.
Wow. Look at that spin out.
Wow, that was cool.
Oh,
Talk to you tomorrow
nice.
for the first ever Saturday edition of BVB.